This a founder of the Sweetleaf Joe is one of the first people to give cannabis away in the city, realizing that there were people who couldn't afford it. He's here today to tell us his tale.
Thanks for the introduction. I'd like to start by thanking NORML, Dale Geringer, and Ellen for having this event, for being inspirations to all of us over the years. I definitely want to thank the predecessors, Brownie Mary and Dennis Perone, the original compassion activists giving away free cannabis to San Francisco AIDS patients in the 80s. And of course to Dr. Todd Mikaria. And it's really an honor to be up here on this panel with all of you. Y'all inspire me. You may notice that I'm the youngest person speaking today. And that's because I was 20 years old when Proposition 215 passed and I started the Sweetleaf Collective. I looked up to all of y'all. I mean, Dale remembers me, with my patched up pants, a little punk rocker, had my dreadlocks. Again, it's an honor. So we're talking a lot about the 90s, and younger people now don't really know what we went through, and a lot of people have been talking about it. We have a lot of shell shock and PTSD, and I started Sweetleaf, and we focused primarily on low-income terminally ill patients, and we were doing bike delivery to their homes. And at that time period, we were all really afraid. We did bike delivery because we didn't want a storefront where the federal government could find us. We had a voicemail that I went to public payphones to check. They were coming after doctors, like Dr. Todd. I mean, the time period was insane. We're definitely shell-shocked, so it's really nice to be able to talk about all this now. We had these consortium meetings, I want to say it was in 97. Bill Panzer was like our legal counsel. And, it was scary. We were looking underneath the tables, to find the bugs. Because we were like, okay, the feds were already in here last night, right? Like they had to hide something. And it's great to be able to talk about this now. So again, this is about cannabis activism. Compassion is definitely, it's the nonprofit sector of our industry. It's what this all started from. And it was really about direct action. Direct action gets the goods. People like Dennis Perone, Brownie Mary was going to jail, for giving away free weed. These are the people who paved the way for all of us. We're following in their footsteps. I really believe that with Sweetleaf. And let's see, what else do I got on here?
So yeah. How did it work? How did you get the marijuana to give away to poor people?
Oh yeah, so we would get donations from growers, and we would pick it up in Humboldt, we'd bring it down to the Bay, we would package it up, and we would bike deliver it to people's homes, primarily in the Tenderloin. We're dealing with low-income, sick people, and that was definitely fun, riding around the Tenderloin with a giant bike messenger bag filled with like 5 pounds of weed. Just being like, I hope nobody figures out what's in this backpack. Yeah. I hope. And nobody did, thank God.
Because the smell knocked them over.
No, because we had a quadruple turkey bag because I run tight game. Sorry, I didn't even introduce myself. I'm kind of all over the place because of coffee. So I'm Sweetleaf Joe, founder and director of the Sweetleaf Collective, providing free cannabis to low-income terminally ill patients. Since 1996, we're one of California's oldest cannabis brands. In that time, our patients have received over $4 million worth of free cannabis. Yeah, go team! So another thing I wanted to talk about, is just like, in the compassion sector, in the nonprofit sector, why we do what we do. Because, a lot of us, we don't have a choice. to do it, and we're also not really getting paid for it as well. This is a calling. We do it because it needs to be done. These patients need us. This is also why we fought to get SB 34 passed when Proposition 64 passed. And the compassion sector, the nonprofit sector, almost disappeared. And we couldn't let that happen. You know, I've been to countless patients where when we do a delivery, you know, they're in tears, and through their tears they communicate to us that they would have already passed on if not for this free medicine. You know, it's also not an easy job being surrounded by death, but somebody has to do it, and we are those people.
Thanks, Joe.
You know, it's like I said, it's not a choice. You know, I'm not here because I want to be here. I'm here because I have to be here. You know, we didn't do interviews for 20 years. This wasn't about me. This is about access for patients. This is why we fight. This is the activism that is still alive and thriving in our industry. It's not a bunch of, you know, just old white guys making all the money. Like, there's a bunch of us still here. And so I see I got one more minute. One thing I want to ask is if everyone could raise their hand who has participated in compassion in this room. Okay, look around, everybody. See, this is the roots shit. You don't get this at MJ BizCon. You know, these are the real people here. We have done the work. We are continuing to do the work. And I want all of you to know who raised your hand. Together, we are saving lives. Together, we have been saving lives. And this is a really important thing in our industry in this time period because we almost disappeared. And people like us did disappear in Washington, in Oregon, and Colorado. Their nonprofit sectors disappeared. But we fought here. This was for Dennis. This was for Brownie Mary. We weren't going to let compassion disappear. The patients are still there, and the patients still need us. So again, thank you for inviting me.
Thank you.
I love all of y'all, and keep up the good work.
We're going to be joined by one more MD who's on his way, is Dr. Donald Abrams, who played a very important role in the launch of Prop 215. A doctor